Now it's time for us to have some full-blown hopium. Oh, you thought I was going to go down some depressed fucking rabbit hole over 1 million COVID deaths? Nope. We're having Friday hopium. Friday hopium. The entire left wing in France has unified. France's left unifies. An unprecedented deal. This is incredible. Melenchon, basically France's Bernie, has forced everybody to bend the knee. The Socialists, the Greens, everyone is folding beneath Melenchon. He's done it. Leftist unity? I can't. Is this even real life? This seems like it can't be. Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? It's happened. And it's happened not behind some sort of neoliberal scumbag, not Joseph Robinette Biden, but behind a real, unbelievable leftist. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. This is French Bernie. Center-left parties bent the knee to him. How do you feel? How do you feel? Oh, shit. All right, let's watch.
With parliamentary elections just over 1 month away here in France, the left-wing parties have entered a historic alliance. The Socialists, earlier ratifying the deal.
Let me boost this up a little bit.
And it means that the party, along with the far left France Unbound, the Greens and the Communists, will campaign under a common program and run one joint candidate per seat. In what many thought would have been unthinkable just 1 year ago, now the Socialist Party's success is tied to the far left firebrand, Jean-Luc Mélenchon of France Unbound.
We are telling Jean-Luc Mélenchon that we are ready to help him, we are ready to accompany him, but he must also do so with respect for each and everyone. We're going to have to walk together now, and the heavy responsibility that Jean-Luc Mélenchon takes on is that he now has to carry the hopes of the entire left and the Greens.
Well, debate over the proposal lasted 4 hours, with some major party figures in the Socialists condemning the alliance. For more, we can speak to our French politics editor, Mark Perlman. Hello to you, Mark. Within this four-party alliance, there are shared and crossed interests, things like pro and anti-EU. How can this alliance hold?
Well, it can hold until the elections. That's why it was formed, to possibly win as many seats as possible in this crucial parliamentary elections on June 12th and 19th. It's historic, yes, because it's not very often that...
So the way this works, Chad, is in France, the president is very strong unless his party doesn't control parliament. If his country doesn't control parliament, then the prime minister basically takes power. And so we just saw Macron was reelected by defeating fascist Marine Le Pen, neoliberal scum Macron, fascism light, narrowly defeated Marine Le Pen. And Mélenchon has activated his trap card, which is leftist unity, and getting the communists, the socialists, the Greens to all join an alliance with France Unbowed. And what they're doing is whenever they have a candidate for legislative office in a district, all the other parties are endorsing the leading candidate of one of those four parties. So if in the district the Green is the best candidate, everybody's endorsing him. If another district, France Unbowed, is the best candidate, then the communists and the socialists, the Greens, are endorsing her. And that is how this coalition deal is winning. And they're all unifying behind Mélenchon as the candidate that they will vote for prime minister in the event that they get a majority. This is leftist unity, and it's leftist unity behind someone who doesn't suck. Obviously, I'm very skeptical. Oh, wow. Are you skeptical about leftist unity? Wow. Wow, you're skeptical about... Oh, wow. Holy shit. Somebody's skeptical about leftist unity. Wow. You're the first. Thank you for your fucking incredible insight that maybe leftist unity won't hold. Maybe leftist unity won't hold. Oh, God. You did it. You figured it out. Well, motherfucker, guess what? Maybe that'll be true in 5 months. But guess what? Right now, it is holding. And so we're going to be excited about it. We're going to promote it. This is fucking poggers. I wish it had happened before the presidential election. But here we are. We take what we can take.
The whole left is united into a single alliance. It's also historic because normally the only alliances in the past have been around the Socialist Party, and now it's around Francis and Bao, the radical left, because they scored 22% in the elections, and the other parties scored less than 5%. The Socialists going as low as 1.7%. So basically, Jean-Luc Mélenchon was able to dictate the terms of the alliance and to twist the arms of his allies, be it on nuclear energy for the communists, for example, or on secularism, and especially on Europe for the socialists. And this is why you have some former heavyweights of the Socialist Party saying we don't agree with this. Former Prime Ministers Bernard Cazeneuve, Jean-Marc Ayrault say they disagree with it. The former President, François Hollande, who was elected just 10 years ago, just imagine, he said that he disagreed with, and they're probably going to ditch the Socialist Party, maybe create something else, and they are likely to field some dissident candidates in the legislative elections. However, this is now the alliance that you have on the left, and they're aiming to get the majority. That's the official goal. It's much more realistic that what they want is to be the number one opposition to Emmanuel Macron, possibly overtaking Marine Le Pen, who, let's remind our viewers, reached the second round, unlike Jean-Luc Mélenchon.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Macron being sworn in tomorrow for his second term. His party recently underwent a name change. It's now called Renaissance. Will that help in these parliamentary elections?
Well, if a name change is enough to help your electoral fortunes, people would do it across all countries. That's certainly not going to be enough. But it's also an acknowledgement that En Marche was never much of a party. It was just an electoral machine to benefit Emmanuel Macron. This will not change because they're now called Renaissance. What's more important is that they've reached an agreement with their ally, the Modem, the centrist center-right party. They were allied with the Modem back in 2017, but also they're allied with a new party created by Emmanuel Macron's first prime minister, Édouard Philippe, who came from the conservative camp to be prime minister and created his own party called Horizons. That's another name. They've made an agreement whereby they would field joint candidates. Emmanuel Macron's party, now called Renaissance, will have the overwhelming majority. The Modem will have 100 or so constituencies, and Édouard Philippe's new party will have 58 constituencies. Well, they will run just a single candidate. So that's much more important because they need to have this strong and coherent majority. Emmanuel Macron made history by becoming the first president elected without a sitting majority in parliament. He wants to make sure he does not lose that majority because that would be really the worst nightmare for him. He now faces an alliance on the left, which is probably why they hurried this alliance on the center-right. And let's not forget the national rally of Marine Le Pen. They only have a handful of MPs.
Macron is on the center-right, and he gets the support of American Democrats. If you want, so people sometimes go, well, American Democrats, oh man, Bernie Sanders would be a centrist. Bernie Sanders wouldn't be a centrist. He would be on the left wing of European politics. But Obama and Biden would be on the right because they're right-wingers. American politics is so twisted that scum like Macron would be a centrist Democrat.
They're certainly hoping to get more. All the analysts are saying that Emmanuel Macron should retain the majority, but there's now really a fight, and now we know who the players are for the legislative elections. It will be crucial, maybe not as crucial as the presidential election, but clearly very important for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and just under 5 weeks away. All right. Thank you very much, Mark. Mark Perlman, France 24's French politics.
This incredible fucking alliance is unprecedented, and I think it's really, really exciting. Now, does it mean that they're definitely going to win automatically just because they did an alliance? No, but focusing on our enemies as opposed to infighting. My God, can you imagine?
Politics editor Mark Perlman. So it's historic, but is it realistic, this leftist alliance ahead of the parliamentary elections?
Well, it seems to be getting realistic, more and more realistic as the days go by. No one thought it would happen because of all those differences you mentioned, and also because there was a clear leader on the left, the Socialist Party. This has been blown apart by what happened in the previous election in 2017 and now confirmed by the
Sinn
emergence.
Fein won the first round in Ireland? You mean Northern Ireland? Oh, shit! They did it! They fucking did it! My lord, this just happened! They fucking did it! Sinn Fein with 29% of the vote. Second place is DUP with 21%. AP, which is the centrist party, like center-left party, 13.5%. UUP, 11%. Oh my lord. The centrist party that doesn't take a position on whether to stay or go with the UK. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Explain the parties. I just basically did. Sinn Fein is a socialist party that wants to reunify Northern Ireland with the rest of Ireland. DUP is a far-right party that wants Northern Ireland to remain part of the United Kingdom. AP is like a centrist party that is a center-left party that doesn't really comment on that. And then you have other smaller parties. All right, let's keep going.
Of the radical left, as
The
it calls
graph has the
itself.
party's ideologies under their name. So the left, GP, grew. Greens, PB. Indies, others. TUV. I don't even know what I don't know TUV. Renew Europe. So they're like pro-EU centrists. Let's fucking go. That's a big win. That's a big win for Sinn Fein.
I was born on a Dublin street where the
Are you okay, YouTube? Are you okay, YouTube? I'm sorry, chat. YouTube is broke. Play this version? Okay, I'm gonna try a different version. Jesus.
I was born on a Dublin street where
I don't know why everything's breaking for me, chat. Thanks for the hype train, everybody. We are a mere 28 subs away from the daily sub goal. Just saying. You want to help us out? Fix my internet? It's fixed! I don't have any...
I was born on a Dublin street
being hacked, chat.
where the royal drums did beat.
Okay, this is a little bit of a different version. Anyway, let's get back to the French left. This is exciting shit.
We're joined on set now by our French politics editor, Mark Perlman. So it's historic, but is it realistic, this leftist alliance ahead of the parliamentary elections?
Well, it seems to be getting realistic, more and more realistic as the days go by. No one thought it would happen because of all those differences you mentioned, and also because there was a clear leader on the left, the Socialist Party. This has been blown apart by what happened in the previous election in 2017 and now confirmed by the emergence of the radical left, as it calls itself. France unbound around Jean-Luc Mélenchon, 22%, the overall leader now on the left. And what's more surprising is that they've been able to, through negotiations, to come up with this alliance between the Socialist Party, the Green Party, the Communist Party, and France Unbound. They will field candidates together. Obviously, France Unbound will have the vast majority. The Greens will have 100 or so.
You know, everybody, if you want to be down in the dumps about Roe v. Wade, which I totally understand, I get it, but look at the things that are happening. We have an exciting progressive challenger who might take out the last pro-life, anti-choice Democrat in Jessica Cisneros. We have the unprecedented victory of Sinn Fein in Northern Ireland. We have the left unifying in France. If you want to find positive leftist, and optimistic places to look, they're there for you to find. And if they can happen in France, if it can happen in southern Texas, it can happen anywhere. It's just a matter of having that belief and then taking that belief and turning it into action. The left can win. We can stop the precariousness of our species. We can end the capriciousness and evil of our conservative government. You have Starbucks is unionizing left and right. You have Amazon, which was supposed to be impossible to unionize, just had a massive victory. Well, there are defeats mixed in with the victories. There always is. Rarely is a fight won with nothing but landslides. But we have green shoots, and they've got to be fostered. And your attitude and your belief and the attitude and belief of other leftists is a large part of whether or not we'll succeed. A movement that seems to be growing and is vibrant and is confident is a movement that's much more likely to persuade somebody on the fence. Garganimal, thank you for the 16 months.
MPs constituencies where they will be able to run. The Socialist Party, only 70, but it's good enough. There's only a question mark hanging over this, is that the Conseil National, the National Council of the Socialist Party, still has to endorse this decision.
And they did. The National Council of the Socialist Party did endorse the deal.
They're meeting at 7 p.m. today, Paris time, and it's already created a lot of rift because some of the old socialist guard have already denounced this agreement as saying this is not what our party is about. Chief among them, the former Prime Minister Bernard Cazeneuve, who's announced his resignation from the party, and the last socialist president, François Hollande, has all but said that he does not agree with this, and he might also essentially slam the door from the party he led for a decade.
It's really historic stuff indeed. Now, meanwhile, Emmanuel Macron's party, La République En Marche, the Republic on the Move, is rebaptizing itself, if you could say that, renaming itself as Renaissance, very phoenix-like imagery. This, because of course he wants to hold on to the parliament. His party is also clubbing together with other parties under the title of Ensemble, or Together. So tell us how Emmanuel Macron is hoping to stave off the far left and the far right threat for his hope to control Parliament.
Well, yes, there was this whole discussion about whether he would create a new party or a confederation of movements, which is in the end what they just announced a few minutes ago, as you just said. La République En Marche, rest in peace. I mean, it doesn't exist. It's now called Renaissance, which literally translates as rebirth. And this is the new name of the party because Emmanuel Macron said when he was re-elected that this mandate is going to be different, and how to make it different. Well, already changed the name of the party. It wasn't much of a party anyway. It was really built around him, for him, and he was the overall leader. So they're hoping that this will.
So what happened in France, just to explain it, is the Socialists had a very popular party, but it became captured by neoliberals, just like the Democratic Party. And a bunch of neoliberal right-wingers started to take more and more positions of power within it. Macron was one of them. I believe he was the finance minister. And the internal contradictions of a socialist party doing austerity caused the party to fracture. So what happened to France's socialists is what I want to have happen to America's Democratic Party. If we can't get the Democratic Party to change course, then we should fracture it just like it was fractured in France. And so you have a center-right party, you have a far-right party, and you have what is now amounting to a leftist coalition. There's people that you actually want to vote for, as opposed to what we have in America, which is a center-right party and a far-right party. They actually have a leftist alternative now.
It helped rejuvenate the party. They will have also the majority of candidates. They will unite with the Modem, which was the centrist party. It was already their ally in 2017. And there's a newcomer, a party called Horizon, which was founded by Emmanuel Macron's first Prime Minister, Édouard Philippe. There was a lot of discussion whether this would happen or not. Horizon will be able to field some 58 candidates, which is good enough to get the key, which is financing, public financing. You need to field at least 50 candidates. This will happen. However, clearly the République En Marche, or Rebirth, will have the vast majority of seats. They're hoping that they will be able to secure a strong and coherent majority, because this has been a problem, not for Emmanuel Macron, his first mandate, but to François Hollande when he was president.
Okay, and the prospect of Jean-Luc Mélenchon, of course, what he's hoping is that he would be prime minister, which would basically make Emmanuel Macron a little bit of a lame duck president, right?
Absolutely. The so-called cohabitation.
Right.
It seems unlikely, but that being said, nobody thought that the left would be able to unite. Most commentators, most analysts say Emmanuel Macron will still have a majority in parliament, but the left, especially if they go united as they claimed, and if there's not too much division, will be able to win a sizable number of seats. The question is also the far right. They only have 7 MPs out of 577. They're certainly hoping to get more. However, Marine Le Pen is quite isolated. She scored honorable result at the presidential election. The legislative election is a very different one, and she has not been able to unite with her rival Éric Zemmour. Actually, they've been at odds. Maybe
Why are
they
the
will
old
see that
guard
if
against it? Because they were the people who they were the Hillary Clintons. Hillary Clinton won in France, basically. Hollande is basically Hillary Clinton, and he put into the neoliberal austerity politics that Hillary Clinton would have put in, or Barack Obama what he put in, and it resulted in an absolute collapse of the party, and they were rejected by the people of France. Unfortunately, what grew was a centrist who literally did it, and because he was new and different and he would promise change, he was picked. And then it was, you better pick the centrist or the fascist. You better vote for the centrist. And they managed to get their Biden in place, which is Macron, because of the you wouldn't want a fascist to win argument. But now the left is actually unifying around an actual alternative, and if it becomes a choice between the left and something and that is actually going to achieve some amount of change and the center, that is the ideal kind of political situation you want, where the right wing is Hillary Clinton and the left wing is, the far left. That's the kind of future we're fighting for.
The others are united. They need to unite in order to be able to compete.
Thanks for that, Mark Perlman.
Pretty exciting shit.
Toujours des policiers.
Really bad. Really good stuff. All right. Well. It does help that Macron has become a bit of a fascist himself. No, he sucks shit. He absolutely sucks shit. What do you mean? Macron is terrible. You have an obligation to like, comment, and subscribe.